Hello, people and others. It's time for the news. We got the journal for Friday, February 28, 2025. This week, the stars of the week is Front and Center Productions, Inc. And we start off with a big headline that says Representative Glenn Thompson does not care about the people of his district. If you are on Medicaid, or someone you know is, or someone in your family receives food stamps, or subsidized school lunches, or if someone you know or cares about receives Social Security, Glenn Thompson does not care about you. Glenn Thompson does not care about the people of his district. Correction, unless you're a millionaire. Okay, let's move on to other subjects. The Phillipsburg Mardi Gras celebration is this Saturday. Yay! Uh, oh, there's been an interesting thing. I won't have time to read it, but first, here's Kephart delivers more than $600,000 for area road improvements. Representative Dallas Kephart, who also is worthless, takes credit for $600,000 in road money coming to the area. You know, they do this all the time. They pretend that they personally went out and got this money. It's money, it's in the budget, and then they all take credit for it in there. I remember back when I used to be with the fire company, the one time we got a grant from the state, and our local representative, who I happened to graduate high school from, put a thing in the paper, had it gets money for local fire company. The funny thing is, the guy who was our company treasurer had actually worked with Bud George, that everybody from around here knows, who was up the road and wasn't in our district at the time, because the districts shift a lot. And Bud George was the one who actually got the paperwork done and all that to get that grant. But Lynn said, "Hey, it's in my district. I'm taking credit for this." That's the way that happens. And there's a long article here that'll be of interest to people if you have access to the paper. You'll see there's a picture of the infamous Rush Consolidated School, which was always lovingly known as Cowtel. I went there for the first 3 years of my schooling. And it says, now, for anybody who's not from around here, who hasn't lived here in a long time, don't be mistaken by what this is saying, because it says celebrating 100 year. Well, the building's 100 years old. The school hasn't been in there for I don't know how many years, quite a while. It's now privately owned, but it was elementary school for many years. Apparently, and here's now this article was written by Dave Caslow, which people know. He was a high school history teacher and wrestling coach for many years. One interesting thing about Dave is he didn't grow up around here, but when he came here, he just really adopted this as his home, and he's been very interested in local history. I'm going to have to read this afterwards. I guarantee you there's going to be a very good article. I wish I had a good way to copy it for you. I don't know. I don't know if I might be able to scan it later and blow it up and put it up there for people to read it. I'll see what I can do. I know I can't retype the whole thing. Let me see what I can do about that. Anyway, if I can get a copy of this online, be watching for it. I'll title it 100 Years of Cowtail or something, so you'll know what it is. Anyway, moving right along, inside, there's a big thing on Mardi Gras. Looks like they got a lot of stuff scheduled for it. Okay, we have obituaries. Dorothy Scott Moore, born in 1936. William Vincent Bill Shannon, born in 1949. And there was one I just saw on Facebook the other day that surprised me. Stanley Sirkovic, born in 1951. Everybody from Oslo would know Stanley, and he was a lifetime fireman. And I can tell you this about Stanley, he made a really good hot sauce. Oh, there's a police report down here. Hunter Parker of Lock Haven. Oh, the title was Forgot to Stop. Hunter Parker of Lock Haven, driving his Ford westbound Morgan Road. He failed to stop at a stop sign at the intersection and hit a 2007 Freightliner driven by Rodney Pollock of Kernsville. No one was injured, but Parker was charged with multiple violations. Stole a SIM. PSP was notified of a altercation on Spruce Street in Phillipsburg. When they got there, they found Christina Parks, 41 of Phillipsburg, who had active warrants out for her arrest in Clearfield County. After a search, Parks was found to have taken a SIM card from Catherine Anderson, 41 of Phillipsburg. Police also found marijuana and associated paraphernalia on Parks. It doesn't say they arrested her, but wouldn't you have to assume that she already had warrants on her and they found out that stuff? Yes, dear, question mark. Brandon Humphrey, 28 of Phillipsburg, was driving his 2017 Ford Explorer with Ashley Humphrey and 5 kids. Westbound on 322, they hit a deer, which disabled the car. No one was injured. Glad to hear that, all those kids in the car. Megan's Law investigation. PSP was requested to conduct an investigation on Toby Chencherek, 25 of Morrisdale, for being an active, non-compliant offender of Megan's Law. The investigation is ongoing. You do know that you can go online and search Megan's Law. And Pennsylvania, they have everybody's name up there by county and so forth. But you got to be a little careful of it. You have to see what it says they did wrong. Because everybody assumes that if you're on Megan's Law, you're like a child predator. And I can remember seeing Like one time, there was a guy who was put on the list for public indecency, or what do they call it, basically whatever they call like flashing. And it was because he was pissing in public. It was basically, saying the guy was drunk and stopped to piss in some bushes, and they ended up giving him the indecent exposure thing on it, and he went on the list. So don't assume if you see somebody's name on there that they are a pedophile or whatever. But on the other hand, if you do see a name near you, you might want to find out for sure why they're on the list, especially if you have kids. Prison, 25-year-old male inmate at Houtsdale Prison reported that somebody touched his buttocks. Didn't we have a couple of those not long ago? Prison 2, 50-year-old male inmate at Houtsdale Prison reports that someone grabbed his buttocks. Prison 3, 27-year-old male inmate at Houtsdale Prison reported that someone performed unwanted oral sex on him. Prison 4, 29-year-old male inmate at Houtsdale Prison reported that either a male or female touched him sexually sometime over the last 2 years. The investigation is ongoing. That last one's a little weird. Well, I guess at the Houtsdale Prison, there's a lot of grab ass going on. Okay. Let's see, PO won the district tournament in something. Oh, girls wrestling. Let's see what's next in here. Okay, we got the there. Oh, they got the pages a little different. Hometown now has 2 pages of ads anyway. We'll just end with this Stars of the Week thing. Said Front and Center Productions. Back in November, Front and Center Productions Inc. held a donation drive for first responders of the area. And there's a picture. Okay. Good on you, Front and Center Productions. And that's the news for this week. I don't know if I remember to mention or not that Glenn Thompson is a piece of shit and doesn't care about the people of his district. Did I mention that? If not, I'll get to it later. And I am going to see if I can get a digital copy of Dave Caslow's article on Cowtail, and I'll put that up. Okay. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.
And that's the way it is.